Hey gang, Sally here. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. We are into December, and that means it's time for the holiday gift guide for the top 10 gifts for the nomad in your life, um, or for yourself. Because some of these things are actually all of these things are really cool. I'm going to talk about them individually. I'm going to tell you which ones I personally have, how I feel about them long term, all that kind of stuff. So uh, once again, if you haven't already, why not subscribe? Please consider it. And if you think you're subscribed, double check to make sure that you are. If you really want to help out the channel, you can do things like watch all the way to the end. And oh, by the way, if you don't want to do it at regular speed, it's perfectly okay to speed it up. I still get the credit for that. It helps if you leave a comment. It helps if you give it a thumbs up. And your comment can even just be a thumbs up in the comment section, but give it a thumbs up on the video too. Um, as always, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what your thoughts are. I really appreciate each and every one of you being here. Without further ado, let's roll the intro. Okay, so this is a bit of a talking head video, but I just want to welcome all of my fellow adventurers, and if you're wondering what to gift your full-time nomad friends or family members, you're in the right place. So today we're going to explore the top 10 holiday gifts that are not only thoughtful, but also incredibly practical for life on the road. So starting off with number one, we're going to talk about power-related stuff, and so the first thing we're going to talk about is portable solar panels. And I'm going to give you a couple of different examples here, one of which I actually own, the other two I do not. So think about portable solar panels. Imagine being able to harness the power of the sun to charge your devices and keep your RV batteries topped up. It's the epitome of energy independence, which is what I love about it. So for me personally, I have a lot of solar on my roof. I've got 800 watts on my roof. And one of the recommendations I'm going to give you, and I guess before I get into that, pretty much everything that I'm recommending here is in my Amazon storefront. For all the things that are available on Amazon, and for those that are not, I'll give you independent links to those as well. If you would use my Amazon link to order anything, whether it's these gifts or not, that again is another way that you can support the channel. So I'm gonna tell you, the Renogy 100 watt 12 volt monocrystalline solar panel is compact and efficient, and it's roof mountable. It's not a portable panel. So what I'm putting in the storefront is just the panel. If you're doing a whole solar system, you need a charge controller, you need a whole bunch of stuff. But just to give you an idea what that looks like, that would be a roof mountable panel. Another option might be a Goal Zero Nomad 20 solar panel. Now, this is not going to be a great option for the vast majority of us, but if you're in a really small car, like I know people that live in a Prius, and what you need is just a way to be able to potentially charge your phone, maybe your laptop, stuff like that. Something small like the Nomad 20 might be a good choice for that. And I'm giving you examples of all of these things just so you can get an idea of what the possibilities are. So one of the things that makes the Goal Zero Nomad 20 good is it's got a foldable design. It's easy to store, and so it's really great if you've got limited space. And then the third one is the Dokyo 300 watt, which I personally own. I think I'm probably getting rid of it before too long because the 800 watts I have on the roof seems to be adequate, even in the wintertime. I want a little more time with that before I decide to give up my portable. But even with my previous rig, I only had 430 watts of solar, so almost half. And I only put the portable panel out maybe half a dozen days last winter. So we'll see. But part of what I like about the Dokyo is that it was actually really easy for me to store. It's kind of tall, height-wise, but it folds very compactly. And one of the things to keep in mind with any of these panels is that you're never going to get the rated amount. You're not going to get 100 watts out of the Renogy. You're not going to get 20 watts out of the Goal Zero. You're not going to get 300 watts out of the Dokyo. And the reason is that those wattages are listed under ideal circumstances, and we're in the real world, which is very rarely ideal. Just so keep that in mind. All right, let's talk about some other things like cooking. For cooking, one of my favorite things is an induction cooktop. Be aware that if you're using an induction cooktop, you need a pot that has a magnetic bottom. They're not hard to find, but I didn't realize that my very expensive nesting Magna cookware was not work on my induction stove. So I ended up having to buy a new 2-quart pot after I got this rig to be able to use it with my induction stove. So with induction cookware, you can also use it on your gas stove, your propane stove. Works just fine that way. But what I love about having an induction cooktop is that, again, it's like free energy, especially if you're running off of solar, or if you're hooked up in an RV park and you're not paying for your energy, then again, it's free rather than using the propane in your propane tank. So that's the way I think about it. Let's talk about must-haves for any RVer, especially those who love boondocking. And that would be a portable RV generator, which might be one that's powered by propane, might be powered by gasoline, might be powered by both. I've got one of each of those. And then also might be powered by the sun. So part of what bothers me about the sun-powered generators is they're not a generator. It's a storage unit. It's a battery that is that also has an inverter that's providing electricity to your devices. But let's talk first about the Champion 3400 watt dual fuel generator. I actually own this one. I don't carry it with me because I have an onboard generator in this rig. But I bought this generator when I was still camping in a travel trailer that had no generator. So this thing is great, worked really well for me. I only ever used it on propane because that meant that I wasn't gumming up the carburetor with stale gasoline that would sit in there for some period of time. So the dual fuel capability is really very versatile as far as I'm concerned. And then, like the granddaddy of them all is the Honda EU 2200. It's a portable inverter generator. It's super quiet operation. So that's perfect for campgrounds with noise restrictions. It's also perfect, like for me, because I hate the noise. That's part of the reason I have a lot of solar and a lot of lithium. I don't want to listen to a generator running, mine or anybody else's. And that's why the Bluetti solar power station, the AC300, and especially if you add a B300 expansion battery, that's a lot of power. It's silent, and you can recharge it with a solar panel using energy from the sun. So those are a couple of recommendations around portable generators. Now, for nature lovers, this is number 4, by the way, nature lovers and explorers among us, National Park Pass, man, that's the gift of endless adventure. Opens the door to some of the most breathtaking landscapes our country has to offer, and there are a couple of different ways to do it. So there's the standard America the Beautiful National Park Pass, which also gives you access to all of the federal recreation lands. It's an annual pass, and honestly I can't remember what the price of that is. I think it's about $80 a year, but there are several other styles of that pass. So for example, you can get a senior pass if you're over 62, and that's a lifetime pass that provides access to all the national parks. And again, I think that's $80. Don't quote me on that. There's also a golden access pass, or an access pass, which is what I have. If you've got a disability, and I think you have to prove it now. You didn't have to prove it when I got mine, but I do qualify for it. So if you have a disability, you get the access pass. At least when I got it, it was free. It's lifetime. And with any of these passes, in addition to getting access to the parks themselves, you also get 50% off camping in the parks that have camping. And I think there's a discount in the gift stores, but I'm not positive about that. Actually, I think that's probably wrong. I think I'm making that part up. I highly recommend any of the America the Beautiful passes. And again, keep in mind, it's not just the national parks and the national monuments. It's any of the federal recreation lands. So that's BLM lands, Forest Service lands, all of that kind of stuff. Army Corps of Engineers. A lot of people don't know that. So like, if an Army Corps of Engineers has a park price of $30 a night, with a national park pass, it's $15 a night. And so I've done quite a few of those where, for $15 a night, I've got electricity or electricity and water, and occasionally I've had full hookups with sewer as well. So next up, what are we up to here? What number are we up to here? Oh, number 5. Let's talk about navigation systems. So navigating the open road can sometimes be tricky, especially in a big RV. And that's where an RV GPS navigation system comes in handy. It helps you take routes that are tailored to your vehicle specifications. So a couple of things around that. I believe in belt and suspenders, and I'm going to give you a few options. I generally use Google Maps for most of my routing because I'm not a big rig. And for the most part, I believe I can get out of whatever trouble Google gets me into. I haven't had a problem that I haven't been able to get out of yet. That said, Google's habit is to take you on the shortest distance between 2 points. And if you look at the video I just put out a few days ago, it had me on a road that was basically 1.5 lanes wide with absolutely no markings on it. No center stripe, no side stripes. And that can be a little bit dicey. Part of the reason is because there may be low overhanging branches. And the other thing that I also have to watch out for is bridge weight limits. I was someplace in Ohio, and the national park destination that I was going to, I was being routed by Google, and it took me to a bridge where there was an 8-ton weight limit. And I'm rated for about 7 tons. So could I go over it? Yes, I could. But if I'd been a big rig, probably not. And it was, dicey enough getting there that getting out of there could have been difficult. Could have been a lot of backing up, very difficult turnarounds, backing up for a really long way before you can turn around. So I love Google Maps for that, but I typically also run a Garmin GPS. I've got a pretty old one right now. It's kind of big and heavy and clunky. I've had it for a number of years, but now they've got newer versions out, and I really like the new 700 series. I think it's a 795, RV 795, which of course gives you all of the easy to read mapping and so forth, and custom routes based on the size of your RV and its weight. But that one also includes a built-in dash cam, which can be really handy. So that's something to think about as well. There are other RV specific physical GPSs available, but there are also several apps that do RV routing, theoretically, some better than others. So I like having the physical one as well. All right, let's move on to number 6. How about outdoor folding chairs? Space is a precious commodity in an RV, but that doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice comfort. So outdoor folding chairs and tables provide the perfect solution for creating a cozy space without taking up too much room inside, theoretically. I just recently bought one of the chairs I'm going to recommend here, and I bought it and I rode around with it on my spare bed, because I've got twin-size beds in this rig. So I rode around with it on my spare bed for about 2 weeks before I had an opportunity to use it. And then I'm thinking, well, I really don't want to put it back on the spare bed since it's been on the dirt, so I had to find another place to be able to store it, and fortunately I did. So the first one I'm going to share with you is, and this is alphabetical order, not preference. In fact, I don't have this chair. It's the Alps Mountaineering King Kong chair. It's sturdy. It looks like it's comfortable. It's got ample storage pockets for convenience, and part of what I like about it is, especially for the wintertime, it's got a quilted back, so you're going to have less cold air coming through there if you're sitting around the campfire at night. And then the one that I chose is the GCI Outdoor Freestyle Rocker Portable Folding Rocking Chair. I've got the XL version, which is the same rocking chair, folds up for easy storage. But what I love about the XL version that I got, and this is the one I'm putting the link into, is it also has a side table with a holder for your phone, 2 cup holders, and even a wine glass holder. Having a table, especially when you have a dog, as I do, is really convenient because I really don't want to put a cup down on the ground for Kit to drag his leash across and knock over, especially when he's playing with his best friend Jazzy. So, and there's a third option here that I just recently bought, and I can't remember what the name of it is, but I'm going to put it up here too. This one I bought because the GCI Freestyle Rocker is a bit heavy and awkward to carry around like if I'm going to visit somebody else's campground. So this one is very portable. It weighs about 2 pounds. It folds up into a small package that's, like a little over a foot long by about 4 inches by about 6 inches. And it's really easy to assemble. So far it seems to be super stable. I've only used it one time so far. but I love the fact that it's easy to fold up and carry around. So that's another option as well. And that was relatively inexpensive. All right, so let's talk about number 7 is going to be some Nomad-friendly subscriptions. And the first one I'm going to talk about is the Audible subscription. I love this subscription. I've been doing Audible for probably 7 or 8 years now. Here's something I didn't find out until about 2 years ago, though, is that if you do the annual subscription, you save a fair amount of money, a significant amount of money. I think it's like 2 months worth of versus doing it monthly. So I love to listen to Audible books while I'm driving. In fact, I generally don't listen to music unless I'm starting to fall asleep. I mostly listen to books. Sometimes it's fiction, many times it's nonfiction, but that really helps to keep me focused and interested in what's going on as I'm driving down the road. And then in addition to that, let's talk about an Amazon Prime subscription. Not only is it really handy when it comes to getting packages on the road, which can sometimes be difficult to do, but of course you get Prime Video and a whole host of other membership benefits. A lot of people apparently don't know about Amazon lockers. I didn't find out about them until I think about 1.5 years ago. And so I love Amazon lockers. What I'll do is if I need to be shopping for something, I'll look for an Amazon locker either along the way to where I'm going or nearby where I'm going to be. And then I time my purchase so that it gets to the locker within a reasonable time for me to pick it up. And you get, I think, 4 days from the time it's delivered to pick it up. And if you don't pick it up in that time, Amazon automatically returns it and credits you back. But I want the thing, I don't want it returned. So sometimes I gotta, work at that just a little bit. All right, next up, number 8, portable Wi-Fi connectivity. And so I'm going to share a couple of different things with you. One is the Nightgear Nighthawk mobile hotspot, and you can connect multiple devices to it. It's reasonably fast and reliable. It is just 4G. And then there's also the HomeFi, which a friend of mine, Rob, Travels with Dottie on YouTube, has been touting for a couple of years now. It's like $80 a year for the service, or sorry, $80 a month for the service, but you can pause it, and it automatically searches for the best carrier and then provides that connectivity. So it works reasonably well. I think it's a little more expensive than I want to be paying. So the third option, which is the one that I'm using, is T-Mobile. I have the T-Mobile Business Internet Gateway. You can also get a T-Mobile Home Internet Gateway. And essentially, if you're not using any other T-Mobile services, that's $50 a month. It is, as far as I've been able to tell since I've had it since last May, truly unlimited. I stream all the time. I upload my videos, all that kind of stuff. I've had maybe 2 instances where I've had an unusable signal, and usually I can tell from looking before I'm going someplace if I'm going to have a usable signal or not. It's only happened 2 times that I haven't. So I've been very, very happy with that for $50 a month. I'd rather be saving the money. And I've had some blazingly fast speeds. I've had speeds that have been like over 300 megabits per second down and 60 and 70 megabits per second up, which is absolutely awesome. Right now where I am, I'm averaging like 14 down and somewhere between 4 and 7 up if I'm lucky, which is less than awesome. But that's okay. Let's talk about number 9, which are a couple of different camping memberships that you may want to consider. Now, many people have a Good Sam Club membership because you can get discounts on campgrounds with that. Usually it's only 10%. You can get some other RV-related services discounts with that. And you can get discounts on fuel, especially at Flying J and Pilot. But honestly, if you're not driving very much and taking advantage of the fuel discount, it's probably not really worth it for just the discount campground benefit. It may be for you if you spend a lot of time in campgrounds. I typically don't. And on a similar note, another one of those is the 1,000 Trails Camping Pass, which gives unlimited access to participating campgrounds across the country. The whole 1,000 Trails ecosystem is very, very complicated. I'm not going to get into it here, but it might be something you want to consider. Things that I find more worthwhile are Passport America. When I was looking more often for campgrounds than I do now. I love Passport America. The participating campgrounds give a 50% discount to Passport America members. So that's something to think about as well. And then number 10 is emergency roadside assistance membership. A couple of recommendations there might be for CoachNet, RV roadside assistance. They specialize in service to RVs, including towing and tire assistance. There's also the FMCA membership. There's also AAA RV Plus membership. And if you happen to be a motorcyclist and you belong to the American Motorcycle Association, as I do, in fact, I'm a lifetime member. But so as a lifetime member, I get my membership for free. But if I pay the annual $39, I get the Moto Premium roadside assistance, which includes any vehicle that I'm driving. So it might be a motorcycle, could be the motorhome, could be a car, doesn't matter. Works for all of those things. So that's the one that I use, because so far I'm planning on not having any big issues. And then here's your bonus number 11. You know, when we talk about some other memberships that might be worthwhile, one of my favorites is actually the Escapees RV Club. I use them for my mail service, but more importantly, I've made a bunch of friends there. And so, you know, it's a great opportunity to be able to meet people, build community, develop friendships, and so forth. And whether it's Escapees RV, which is a very general organization, doesn't matter what kind of rig you have, or if it's an organization that is specific to your kind of RV, it is worth investigating those just from the standpoint that you might make lifelong friends. You can certainly learn a whole bunch of stuff. One of my favorite groups still is the Landowners of America. I bought a Lads Travel Trailer a number of years ago, and before I bought it, I became a lifetime member because I wanted to get some information that was available only in the lifetime membership side. And I've made some amazing friends there that I keep regardless of the fact that I now have an SOB. Nah, don't go there. SOB is some other brand. And you could be an SOB at some point too. All right, so there you have it. Top 10 holiday gift ideas for full-time RVers, and my 11th bonus tip. And whether you're rechasing the sun or exploring national parks or working on the road, these gifts are sure to enhance their RV life or yours. So happy gifting and safe travels. Have a great adventure. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching.